leave a like and subscribe.
If you come from the working classes, as I have, you cannot help but have an association with villains. You're a child, a teenager, and you hear about these young men getting into trouble and doing incredible capers. And they become, in a way, heroes. Not because you admire thievery and killing and brutality, but you admired the sense that these people were kicking against authority, that these people were physically brave. There was something a bit noble about them. We tended to cherish and value people of courage. In fact, they were villains. Well, who gives a monkey's toss?
At that time, I had a manager who was connected to the firm, or people known as the firm, and he paid it.
And how much did you pay?
£40 a week.
For how long?
Approximately 10 years.
So that means you've paid out something like £20,000?
In that region, yes.
So we carried it in bundles all right through the gangway of these old people, you know. And we went to leave. So the mayor says, don't go yet. He said, I want to give you some cheers from the old people. Well, you know, I'm a bit shy of anything like that, and so is Ronnie. So he said, you take the bows, he says, I'll see you later. I went to run out. So, well, don't go without me. And I went to run off the stage and all. So he said, no, stay. And the mayor held us, and he says, right, 3 cheers, hip hip, hooray, and I was cheering away, you know. If the ground could have opened, I'd have slipped through it, you know, so embarrassed. And we ran down the aisle, and as we was running, walking through the gangway, people was patting us on the back and everything, and cheering us like it was the president coming over to the United States of America. And the thing is, I didn't know till afterwards, a few years afterwards, this stuff could have been hot. Well, I suppose it was hot. And the thought of it, if the police had raided that place then, there would have been the mayor, me, Ronnie, and about 200 old pensioners all in court, you know.
I remember on one occasion at the Repton Club, it was a charitable evening, and the local DI was going through the list of people who were around to have their photographs taken, found that the Kray twins had got themselves positioned almost behind Princess Margaret and Lord Snowdon, who were the guests of honour for the evening. Well, needless to say, he got cracking very, very quickly, and they were not behind. The final part of the whole business was it made them respectable. It gave them some respectability, something to base their lives on, you see. And, of course, people thought from that, you see, they weren't bad fellows. They weren't bad fellows, where in actual fact that their money was easy to come and they could afford to spend it because it wasn't theirs.
And when people go into the McVitie murder, if ever a man thought about his own death, if you want to put it that way, or if ever a man was the cause of his own murder, is a case that stands on his shoulders above everyone else. And I'll explain why. He had outrageously challenged them time and time again. He had picked up phones throughout the East End pubs and that, pretend to phone them up and mug them off. He was warned, knock on the head. He had turned up at the Regency Club with a shotgun, drunk and peeled out of his head, knowing one of them was in there and threatened to shoot him. They got to hear about these things. Now, you must remember, in their position, how far could they let him go?
The twins never provoked a row in their life. They was provoked. They either got killed or they retaliated. I mean, well, they didn't want violence. It was put to them all the time. It's hard to understand till you've been there and seen it.
For the twins and their supporters, there's still too much at stake to admit that they were wrong. If they deny their past, they'll have nothing left. Tony Lambriano is still on licence for the murder of Jack the Hat. He's proud of the fact that he never grasped, even though it meant 15 years in jail.
I was a villain, I was a criminal. So I'm not going to stand and point the finger or blame anyone for my downfall. The choice was mine. And at least I can stand and look in the mirror and say, I never point the finger or put them away in any way whatsoever. I can live with it. That's not what I'm about.
In just 8 years, they had risen from small-time racketeers to become the most powerful criminal organisation that London had ever seen.
Once he was out, his madness took over. He was a barely controlled schizophrenic and very dangerous.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please join our Facebook group. It's called Krays Crime Lords of London. We're a friendly, moderated group with over 1,000 Kray and other celebrated gangster videos available for view. There's also thousands of images in the photos sections. The